and welcome to Giggles and Gaze, the podcast where we talk about whatever we want to talk about. I'm Gator Loki variant, Alan.
I can't even.
Shall we start over?
No.
But keep it going.
We're going to continue.
I'm Gator Loki variant, Alan.
I'm original Glory variant Larry.
Did you say glory?
I sure did.
I'm burdened with glorious purpose, Jeff? Variant?
And we're Loki gay.
Gay?
Gay. Hi, friends. How are we doing? That was a rough intro right there.
Take two.
Take two?
Take two.
What's take two?
Go.
No.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Giggles and Gaze, the podcast where we talk about whatever we want. Is that what it is? I'm Jeff.
I'm Gator variant Loki Allen.
And I'm Larry. And
We're gay! Hey guys, that was fun. Again, I thought it was fine the first 5 times we did it. But Jeff was, Jeff had to have it, the way he wanted it.
I mean, it still wasn't great.
No, so it wasn't great. But it was kind of funny though. I'm sure it made their Monday morning
laughed.
pretty
That's
good.
all that matters.
That's all that matters.
We laughed.
Well,
As long
friends,
as we laughed.
if you didn't know by my name change, we're going to be talking about Loki, the series, today on Disney+. This is not a sponsorship, but if they would like to, let us know. Maybe? Question mark?
I mean,
I don't think they did move Love Victor to Hulu because they didn't want it on Disney+. So I guess we're going to go to Hulu.
I mean,
I'll take
Hulu's
Hulu.
fine.
if a
I'm okay
streaming
with Hulu.
service wants to sponsor us,
If
we'll
any
accept
streaming
that
service
money.
wants to sponsor us.
We'll be on Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus show.
Discovery Plus show, Paramount Plus show.
And then we can be on the cooking shows as like guest stars.
Okay, that actually sounds like
I really do. One of my dreams, though, like one of my low-key dreams would be to be the celebrity person that's a judge on the not Iron Chef, the other one.
Chopped?
No, it is the Iron Chef. Yeah, the Iron Chef. I was like, what? Because usually they have like a culinary expert, some famous person.
I think I'm going to reimagine Cutthroat Kitchen.
That didn't last very long, did
It
it?
lasted for a long time
Really? It felt like it didn't.
because they don't have all the seasons available.
Oh.
When we were watching it on Hulu, I think it was like season 6 to something.
It's a very interesting concept, though.
I love Alden.
Well, I know you love him. We haven't had him as a man crush, have we?
He will be.
We'll have a Food Network day. That sounds good. But this week's man crush. Oh, did you want to talk about how you're going to reimagine it, or should we save that?
What, reimagine Cutthroat Kitchen? Oh, I was just saying that would be my show, but we'll save it for I'll work on it. I'll workshop it.
Okay, you workshop. Let us know. So this week, our man crush is not a man. It's also not a woman. Technically,
Is that a thing?
it is a thing.
Creature? Being? It's a being.
I think we're yet to find out. To be honest.
it's a construct.
It's someone who does a lot of voices of a lot of different people. One of those happens to be the voice of Timmy Turner. Same person. It is Miss Minute, so she is our
Minute Crush Monday.
Our Minute Crush Monday. She is our crush. There's not a lot to say about this character.
She's a conniving bitch.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, she is a conniving bitch, but that's kind of where it stops. I think she has more to add than what she's letting on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we've not seen the last of Miss Minutes.
Nope. We're going to see her in a hot minute.
Which spoilers, by the way, for any of you who have not seen the Loki series to the finale, because we have, and that's what we're going to talk about, all of it.
So this episode is going to be filled with spoilers.
I'll bleep out every spoiler.
So you're going to just redact everything from the episode.
Yeah, that's the episode right there.
Beep.
Oh, no, except for the words that aren't spoilers.
You mean like the beginning of our episode?
Like the
No. Like, as we're speaking, it'll be like, blah, blah, like, hey, this is what, beep, blah, 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 beep. Like, you'll just say words and, like, the and in and all those good words. We'll just be there.
So it'll end up sounding like a
Like we're cursing,
voiceover
like
Mad
we're cursing
Lib?
the whole time. No, just like we're cursing the entire episode.
I just like how there are certain words that are good words and certain words that are not good words.
Well, there's spoilers words. The bad words are the spoiler words.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Like
anything
Loki dies.
spoiler alert. So beep. Beep. Anyway, Miss Minutes gives everybody the heart attack they deserved
It's true.
in the final episode.
In
We're
the
not there
nicest
yet.
possible way.
We're not. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
But we're not
Bless
there
your
yet.
heart.
She's great. She's funny. She's a bitch.
I'd wear a shirt with the Miss Minutes on.
I'd put her on the podcast. She wants to be a guest star.
Yeah. I mean, the person who does her voice is going
No.
to be a guest star.
Miss Minutes
Oh.
is the guest star.
Ooh, I don't know if I can handle that.
Miss Minutes is the guest star.
She might edge me out of the timeline. No, that's the wrong word. Edge is for our OnlyFans. What's,
Prune.
Prune. Oh, prune and edge are two different things. I don't know why that was even...
Not even the same letter?
No, not even the same letter. Two different things. So this week, we're going to be talking about the Loki series, again, on Disney+. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give the summary of the episodes, right?
Yes, I'm going to give a quick overview of the series.
Yes, so...
When we did WandaVision, we talked about each episode individually, didn't we?
Yeah, we can mention it, but I'm only going to do the in-depth one, like the big one that I had to copy from Wikipedia, for the very
And then
first
we can
episode.
talk about episodes as a whole.
I thought we did each episode.
What did the...
We did
I don't
each-
remember.
We did each episode individually, and Larry gave a recap at the beginning of each episode. But that's okay. We can do it however we want. Go, Larry.
All right, so after stealing the Tesseract during the events of Avengers Endgame 2019, an alternate version of Loki is brought to the mysterious Time Variance Authority, or TVA, a bureaucratic organization that exists outside of time and space and monitors the timeline. They give Loki a choice: face being erased from existence due to being a time variant, or help fix the timeline and stop a greater threat. Loki ends up trapped in his own crime thriller traveling through time. That is the most basic of... overviews, I feel, but yeah, it's a good premise, because honestly, when they said Loki, I had no idea where it was going. Like, I had no idea.
This is not the direction I thought it was going to go in when I heard about Loki.
No,
sure.
not at all.
What about you, Jeff?
I didn't put expectations on it. I did it. I thought it would be fun because it's Loki.
Because everyone kept saying, like, oh, it's going to be about this, it's going to be about this, it's going to be about this, and I tried not to pay attention, so that when it came out, it was like, oh, wow, it's all fresh and new.
Yeah, that's true. Episode 1 I thought was a really good intro to why everything was happening and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was a good, here's a lot of information, just sit with it and enjoy. I also really liked Mobius as a character. Like, how they introduced him, I was like, oh, it's Owen Wilson. And then he was like a fairly serious role. I was not expecting that from Owen Wilson.
No, especially because you haven't seen him in a very long time.
No, he's been off just living life.
He's been filming Loki.
He's been living life.
He's filming Loki on the timeline.
So in this first episode, essentially, Mobius goes through to try and figure out like what Loki's thinking, and he shows him the time theater, because this is the episode where he sees
Mobius works at the TVA, by the way, in case anybody missed that part.
Agent Mobius M. Mobius. That's his name. That's what it says right here.
Mobius M. Mobius?
Yeah, Mobius M. Mobius.
With a name like Mobius M. Mobius, why would you... Never mind, that's for future conversation.
But I think it's interesting getting to see Loki's, like, reaction to everything that's going to happen to him on the regular timeline. And I think I thought that was a very interesting perspective. Because he gets to see how he causes the death of his adopted mother. He sees how he dies. And he sees that his life is supposed to happen that way. Like, any deviation from that is against the sacred timeline. And so just kind of, it was just kind of an interesting moment seeing what is generally a very, like, stubborn character just kind of fall apart a little bit, you know?
Because, like, in general, I don't know. Loki is a...
Glorious, burdened with glorious purpose.
Yes, that's true. I don't know. I've always liked Loki, regardless of if he was a bad guy or not. I've always liked Loki.
Oh yeah, no.
Right.
Loki's always been a fun villain. Especially, I'm glad that we're spending more time focusing on him since he was one of the first Avengers villains.
He was the first Avengers villain in the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, like he was the first serious threat that they all went up against.
They all went. Well, Iron Man didn't, but Cap did go up against the Nazis. That was a pretty serious threat.
There,
That's true.
but
With
they
the
really,
Tesseract, with the Tesseract,
but they actually,
and they were
existed.
about to nuke New York City. That's a pretty serious threat.
But only Cap had to deal with that.
Tony's dad dealt with it, and so did Peggy, and so did Bucky. Bucky almost died dealing with that.
But none of those were the Avengers.
That was all Cap's side mission.
If
If what?
Howard Stark had died, Iron Man wouldn't be there.
Wasn't Tony already born?
No.
No, am I thinking you're wrong? Am I thinking
He was
too
about
old?
to be born because they talk. Tony talks to his dad about him at that point, but Tony had been gone already because they didn't make Shield until after Tony was gone. Because if he was born in the 1940s, he would be like real old as Iron Man.
Yeah, that's right.
He'd be old Iron Man, Iron Old Man.
That's true.
Rusty man.
Rusty man. But no, okay, I get that. I will.
We get
yell,
what
that
you're
makes sense.
saying, but he is the OG villain.
He's the OG Avengers villain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said one of the first Avengers villains. That's why we said he is the first one. Because he's in the first Avengers movie as the bad guy. That's where we were going.
But isn't it all Thanos' fault anyway?
Yeah, but he wasn't technically the villain in that one. We didn't see him until the post-credits. Where he said,
Oh.
fine, I'll do it myself.
I also like how many times that they had to like take Infinity Stones from timelines because they're like, this is how it's supposed to be, and so they just have a drawer of Infinity Stones.
So that means that Infinity War was supposed to happen the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's a sacred timeline.
Sacred timeline.
Shame. But going on to continue. So what was next?
The episode 2 was essentially where they realize that Loki and Mobius realize that this Loki variant, which has been established, it's a variant of Loki, and that's why they have him helping him, is hopping through timelines, threatening to branch out the sacred timeline and killing TV agents as they appear. And they realize that she's hiding in apocalyptic events.
Who realized it
Nexus.
Loki does.
Loki does, yeah.
Because they go to Pompeii, and he's like, everyone, you're about to die. This mountain's going to explode, and you're all going to be covered in lava. And, like, there's no blips or anything, because they're all going to die.
It was a fixed point.
Uh-huh. And so they go to a storm, a hurricane, storm, tornado. It was bad. At a Walmart, essentially.
Yes.
And via the end of the episode, they figure out that it's a Loki variant, and it's a female Loki variant, and that she doesn't like being called Loki.
Trying to remember the name of the company. Because it's an important company in the Marvel Universe, but Retcon?
Hurricane in Alabama.
I'll look it up.
I forget the name of the company now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on this little synopsis. But
Rocks card?
Rocks. Yeah, that one. That company. ROXX, right?
Yep, ROXX cart.
Yes. Rox owns the company.
I think that was a fun episode, but it was mostly fun at the very end. I felt like at the beginning when it was Mobius and Loki like working together, and then at the end when you're like, oh, because I was really expecting it to just be like a copy of Loki, you know?
Like an exact form
Yeah.
of Loki, yeah.
Like maybe with an extra scar or some more eyeliner or something. But it wasn't. It was very different.
So the summary for episode 2 is Mobius puts Loki to work, but not everyone at the TVA is thrilled about his presence. And that episode is called The Variant. So then episode 3 is Lamentus. And it's Loki finds out the Variant's plans, but he has his own scheme that will forever alter both of their destinies.
So
These descriptions are terrible.
This is literally off the internet.
No, it's probably the Disney Plus descriptions because they weren't trying to give anything away.
So I'll go through and I'll do a quick read of this one because this was an important episode, I felt. With the TVA distracted, the Variant arrives at their headquarters and attempts to find the Timekeepers, but is followed by Loki. They are attacked by Renslayer, and Loki uses a temp pad to teleport them both to 2077 Lamentus 1, a moon that is being crushed by a planet. The temp pad runs out of power, and the Variant, who goes by Sylvie, agrees to work with Loki to charge it. They sneak aboard a train bound for the Ark, an evacuation spaceship that could recharge the temp pad, but Loki gets drunk and draws attention to them. This leads to a fight with guards who throw him off the train, and Sylvie follows him only to find the temp pad broken. The duo continue on foot, intending to commandeer the Ark so they can escape before Lamentus 1 is destroyed. On the way, Sylvie reveals that the TVA's workers are actually variants of people from Earth. Loki and Sylvie fight their way through the guards and a crowd of people attempting to board the Ark, but meteors from the oncoming planet destroy it before they can board.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
a big intense episode, I think.
Yeah, I really liked the last scene where they're just running through stuff.
The mid-season episode.
Yeah, literally, it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, because there's only 6 episodes, huh? I keep forgetting how there's not like 12 or,
Like, I like the 6 episodes, and I like how they come out. I think that's fun, but, like...
We'll talk about it later.
That's a lot.
I thought this was a really fun episode. With all the camera work and how dramatic it was and getting to see them kind of go back and forth and how different their personalities were. Especially, like, it's at this point that we kind of realize that we get to see more of Loki than just him being a brooding villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get to... This was the episode where they confirmed that he is bi.
Yes.
Like, out loud, they said it. They said it out loud. No takesies, backsies.
Well, they didn't say that he was bi specifically, but, like...
Yeah, he was like... Is there a lady in your life? Maybe a man? And he's like, nah, maybe a little both. But...
And he's like, pretty sure that the same applies to you.
Yeah. And it was great.
Canon.
But yeah, no, it was a lot. It was great. It was kind of it really was the gasping moment. It was the, oh, what are they not telling us?
That was 4, right? That was
3.
episode 3? Okay.
Now we're on episode 4, the Nexus event.
And again, frayed nerves and paranoia infiltrate the TVA as Mobius and Hunter B-15 search for Loki and Sylvie.
Which doesn't tell us anything.
Doesn't tell us anything.
Okay, so did you want me to read the summary again?
Yes.
Sylvie tells Loki that she escaped from the TVA as a child. They form a romantic bond, which creates a unique branched timeline that alerts the TVA to find and arrest them before Lamentus 1 is destroyed. Mobius leaves Loki in a time loop of a bad memory he has of Sif, while Sylvie unlocks B-15's memories to prove that B-15 is a variant. Renslayer tells Mobius that C-20 died from a mental breakdown, but Mobius finds a recording of Renslayer interrogating a mentally sound C-20, who insists that the TVA workers are all variants. Mobius frees Loki from the time loop, but Renslayer confronts them and has Mobius pruned. Renslayer takes Loki and Sylvie to the Timekeepers, who order Loki and Sylvie to be deleted. With B-15's help, Loki and Sylvie defeat Renslayer and the Timekeepers guards. Sylvie beheads one of the Timekeepers, but discovers they are just androids before a recovered Renslayer prunes Loki. Sylvie overpowers Renslayer and demands the truth. In a mid-credits scene, Loki awakens, surrounded by several other Loki variants. I felt like this one didn't answer anything. It just gave you more questions, and that was a good thing. I felt.
Well, because they had to answer something in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, it had to leave something for us. But no, I thought that was really fun, especially because, like, I don't know what I was expecting with the Timekeepers. Like, And then when it was just like, oh, they're robots, I was like, is Renslayer behind it? No, she can't be behind all this because she's trying to figure out who's behind this too.
I don't know about her.
It feels like she knows more than she's than she's giving, but it also feels like she's got a lot more like hidden ambition too.
Either that or she's a double agent. But then, of course, that one person.
She could be a Kang variant.
A Kang variant that was smushed and put to the side. Except that they show her Earth counterpart.
Doesn't mean
Could
it's not a
also
Kang.
be a King variant.
All Kang variants. That's what this is. This is a universe of only Kang.
Now, episode 5...
Journey into Mystery.
Loki tries everything he can to escape the void, a desolate purgatory where he meets variant versions of himself.
You know what's funny? That was the most descriptive summary that Disney Plus has had so far.
Now, okay, so the different variants. Who was your favorite variant?
I kind of liked Kid Loki.
I like the old guy.
I like the outfit that he had. It was pretty good.
This is very classic.
I liked the other one.
The black one?
Yeah.
Not the
The
crocodile?
proud,
Not the
the
crocodile.
boastful Loki, I think they
Boastful
call
Loki.
him.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny when Kid Loki was like, so what was your Nexus event? Or no, Loki asked him, he's like, I killed Thor.
Yeah, and it was just
It's like, oh.
like, oh shoot, this kid.
So it managed to happen.
Yeah.
Thor's in that episode, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
As a little frog. He was Frog Thor.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see that part? He's in a jar.
Oh, I didn't realize he looked like a frog. I thought he was just trying to break out.
Yeah, no, it's Frog Thor. He was in a jar as it's cut. The camera's panning below ground.
Yeah.
And it's Frog Thor.
I thought he was just small trying to break out.
Oh.
I didn't realize he was a frog.
I'll show you the picture later.
I'm not arguing with you.
No, I know, but
It was a good episode.
it was fun, and it was like when they tell you like, oh yeah, you know, like all of these other Loki variants, like you tend to be a variant more often than not. Like it was like, oh okay, you know, and he showed the pictures of like Hulk Loki and all the other Lokis like beforehand. But then when it got to show all of them like in this world together, I was like, oh, I see that. I see you.
They all got pruned. Now, the last episode of the season. So could you call this the season finale? Well, yes, you could.
For all time.
Exactly what it's called.
But we all thought it was the series finale.
Yeah, no one knew.
Apparently, Loki the series has a variant too.
The clock ticks as Loki and Sylvie go on a date
Okay,
with Destiny.
I was just about to say that is the most misleading thing ever. So the summary for this one: Renslayer leaves on a mission to find free will after Miss Minutes gives her information from the TVA's creator, He Who Remains, Kang. B-15 proves to TVA troopers that they are variants by showing them
Technically, it's
a
not
Renslayer variant who is a school vice principal. Meanwhile, in the Citadel at the end of time, He Who Remains tells Loki and Sylvie that he ended a multiversal war between his variants by using Alioth to destroy alternate timelines and created the TVA to maintain this peace. As he has grown weary, he offers them a choice: kill him and risk another multiversal war, or replace him in overseeing the TVA and a singular timeline. Sylvie wants to kill him, but Loki pleads with her to stop. They kiss, but Sylvie sends Loki back to the TVA headquarters. She kills He Who Remains, unleashing a multiverse with alternate timelines that the TVA cannot prune. At TVA headquarters, Loki warns Mobius and B-15 about He Who Remains variants, but they do not recognize him, and Loki sees that a statue of one of the variants has replaced statues of the Timekeepers. Boom, boom, boom.
Jeff, what did you say?
Technically, He Who Remains is not Kang. He's He Who Remains, which is a variant of the overall Kang,
Yes.
but it's technically not Kang.
Now, he is a character I am not very familiar with. Which is, you know what? That's how I feel about almost every Marvel villain. As soon as they become a big deal in the cinematic universe, everyone's like, oh my gosh, finally. And I'm like, what the fuck? All of this information's just been hidden
I didn't
forever.
know. I didn't know about anything about him. I had to research him.
And I see pictures of him in his purple and green outfit, and he's got baggy pants and a baggy shirt.
Are you talking about Kang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a purple face, right?
Sometimes. Or blue. No, it's blue.
He's very colorful.
Because Galactus wears the big purple hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like the
I
thingy.
do know Galactus.
He was a giant cloud in the Fantastic Four movie.
Did not see that movie.
Good, don't.
Which one?
Second one.
The second set?
Silver Surfer.
Oh, he was a cloud?
They made him look like a giant cloud thing.
Oh,
That's dumb.
because I did see that movie. I just don't remember it.
Because that's why Silver Surfer goes. He goes to different planets to prepare it for Galactus to devour.
Must not have been a really good movie.
It's not.
Anyways, moving on. Not talking about that anymore. No, I thought the episode was really good. So, in that episode, the thing I sent you, the conspiracy theory about when Wanda becomes Scarlet Witch. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Okay. What do we think about that? Do you think it's just
I think it's just stupid. It's just people reaching for something.
Oh.
Just because it happens to line up in the same time of an episode. Even Disney said it had nothing to do with each other.
Which is weird because it lined up very well.
and even the color in the back changed.
But if you listen to what Disney said, their shows follow a formula. And if you watch it, it follows the formula of an episode where things are happening, and at that time in an episode, that's where the climax should happen. And those are where the climax happens in both episodes. The formula.
Which makes sense, but it could also be Disney lying.
As they are wont to do.
But there's too many different variables for it. They don't take place at the same time.
So what you're saying is there are too many variants?
No, they don't take place at the same time. Because they are at the end of time. They're not in the timeline where Wanda's doing it. So Wanda's already done that where they are, because they're at the end of time. Wanda's already done it.
Right,
Now,
but what if he's
technically-
seeing it just in general? What if it was a change?
I don't think it's changed.
Technically, he's outside of space and time.
At the end of time. They literally say it's the end of time.
But his thoughts are outside of time.
Because he's pruning the timeline, but they're at the end of the timeline.
But he's all time.
He's he who remains. At the end of time.
But he can see all time all the time.
Yeah, but there's time after that.
Right,
he's
but
not
what
at
if
the
what
end
if
of
something changed and
Yes, he is, because he's at the end of time.
But you said there was time after
Anyway,
that.
I think it's stupid. End of story. I think it's stupid. It could be real, but I think it's stupid.
I think Disney's lying and something's going to happen?
Well, obviously, she's part of something. She's part of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Because at the end of the episode, when she's sitting there and she hears her kids, obviously that's them from a different multiverse. That's their voices from a different multiverse calling out to her.
I need to rewatch that
But
scene.
But obviously, it ties into the multiverse. Yes, everything has to at this point because the multiverse is Phase 4. We understand that now.
Right.
But I think it's just a coincidence.
I think whether or not it has anything to do with the actual, like, canonical reasons why, I do think it's fun that it lined up that way.
Yeah. I mean, they have somewhat of a valid point. But I also agree with your point, too, where it follows a format, and that just happens to be a...
I'm sure if
Part
you
of the
look at the
format.
format for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm sure it somehow lines up to a climax at the same time.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was, like, something, like, that was the opposite? If they're
Like
sitting...
Bucky's taking a shit.
What if they were at the party? You know, when they're all, like, at the party and they're, like... having
He's flirting with
fun.
his sister?
He's flirting with the sister. Wouldn't that be funny if that was if that was at the same time?
Now I want to find... I'm just going to watch it. I'm just going to figure that out.
But I don't know. I think it's just coincidence that somebody is reaching for straws.
There's a lot of people grasping at the same straw.
Well, one person posts it, and then everyone's just like, "Oh my god, it's so true." You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I still think it's a theory. I wouldn't necessarily make it canon.
I just think it's dumb.
I'm gonna wait till we know more, and then I'll form my opinion. That way, I can look back and say,
You've
I was
already posted it
always
on my
right.
Facebook, so you've already formed an opinion.
I can delete that. I can be correct later.
I'll take a
I can
screenshot.
prune that part of the timeline. It's
Oh,
fine.
he's going to be correct later. Did you hear that? Everybody, it's recorded for prosperity. It's recorded forever.
This is a variant too. None of this is the true one sacred timeline.
Because he's a Nexus being. We know that. But he's a Nexus being. So, I just... Because if she's a Nexus being, and that's all of a sudden why you can't know it anymore, she's a Nexus being in all timelines. Because the point of a Nexus being is you're the same thing in every timeline.
Uh-huh.
You're not different. Like, we would probably be... We're different in another timeline. Unless this
Like
podcast
Loki.
is a Nexus podcast. Ooh.
So Loki would not be a Nexus being?
He's not a Nexus being
Because
he
he's
has variants.
always
There's no
different.
variant of you. Well, there are, but you're the same. You're always like the same.
Right.
So there is a variant of the Scarlet Witch. No, not a variant. She's the same in every
they're
timeline.
in every multiverse. Yeah, she's in every universe. But she's always.
But
Scarlet.
she is the same.
Yeah, the only thing that's the same, the different is apparently the Phoenix. It's the only thing that changes in comic multiverse world. But
Huh.
yeah,
Maybe we'll get a good Phoenix. Not a good Phoenix, but like the movie a good
One
Phoenix.
where they stop giving up on it. I feel like they build it up and then they go the wrong way and then they're like, "Oh, guys, maybe we shot this too early."
shot themselves in the foot.
anyway, my problem with the Disney Plus series are they're too short. I know this is getting a season 2, but there still should have been more episodes because everything feels rushed. You're not really explaining anything, and I know you needed to get this out before Doctor Strange and Spider-Man come out. I get that, but you had time. You had a whole pandemic,
I mean,
Wasn't it done before the pandemic was over?
probably, but still.
Like they could have added, things to it.
If it was done before the pandemic was over, you still had a year to add stuff to it.
Yeah, because it didn't come out for a while. Now, okay, so the series as a whole, what do we think of the series as a whole?
It's good, but it needed more. Like, they gave WandaVision more episodes. It was only supposed to be 6, but they gave it 8. I feel like this needed 8 to flush out stuff, because they're, like, just going from place to place. All of a sudden, they're, like, best friends. Like, it took Loki 3 whole other movies after the Avengers to become a good person. He literally becomes a good person in, like,
2 episodes?
a day. Well, the amount of time that this series is pretty much a day. It took him like a day to become a good person.
Well,
a day. And
yeah,
I know he saw himself die, and he saw everything he would have to go through. But still.
I do feel like him getting to watch his life, while I enjoyed it for what it was, I do feel that was, all right, catch up. You need to be at the character development level that the dead Loki is at. You need to be there so that we can tell the story.
Yeah. Because people have a certain view of Loki. Like, I thought he was going to be crazy bonkers like he was back in the day. Mm-hmm. But no. He turned into regular Loki that we're used to now.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. But I agree. I think it needed more episodes. I think it was like a boom bang boom bang boom. Oh, now we end the season and you're in a different timeline. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't explain anything. They didn't they just let Renslayer just go off and like where the fuck is she now?
And I get it. That's how you set up for a second season.
Right.
But even your season... if that had been the series finale, it would have been the biggest letdown of a series finale.
Right.
Because while it's going, you're like, nothing's happening. Like, He Who Remains is talking for 3/4 of this episode. Like...
Well,
Right.
and the only character who had any kind of, arc that finished was Sylvie. Because her goal was to kill whomever made it, whoever essentially made the choice to take her away from her life. And she grew and was like, gee, I have internal conflict, and then she went through it anyway. So she finished her arc. She finished that arc of her life. But I don't know if anyone else did. Mm. Not yet.
No, I agree. It definitely could have used more, for sure.
But is that all you feel about it?
I liked it. I like Tom Hiddleston. I think he's a really good character actor, and I think he did a really good job as Loki in general. It definitely set up a world. Is the TVA a comic part of the world?
I mean, it's in the comics.
Okay, so it's in the comics. I didn't like how Loki just basically fell in love with himself. I thought that was a little weird.
I thought that
I still think it's weird.
a really good and very over the top metaphor.
Well, yeah, but I was like, that's weird. Don't do it just to give him a love interest.
It would have made more sense if they had more time to flush it out. I think.
Yeah,
because it just happens.
I was like, boom, we're really mean to each other, and then all of a sudden, there you go.
I think I would like them to revisit it though, but my goal for it would be, hey, so I know we had that thing, and then oh yeah, no, totally, that was a weird thing. But I get that it's mostly that I need to love myself. Yeah, no, me too. Okay, cool, right?
I don't think it had to be romantic.
Yeah,
and I think they had to make it into a romance one for it to make sense and with the sense they were doing. Mm-hmm. But it should have just been how he loves Thor. Because he does love Thor.
Right.
He's really bad at showing it a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. But he sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
For them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. It definitely makes me research things. Whenever these things come out, I always go and research stuff, to know more. So, with Harkness and with the Scarlet Witch as a whole, even with the Scarlet Witch is in actual lore, which is kind of fun. But
now, in all of your research, have you found any ties between the Scarlet Witch and the Scarlet Letter?
No.
Dang.
Except they're both red. That's about it.
Sorry, I had to say it. I had to.
Did you, though?
I did. Because every time anyone says Scarlet Witch, I think of Scarlet Letter, even though they're not related at all.
I thought you said Scarlet Ladder, so I was just I was so confused. I was like, what ladder is he talking about?
The red one.
Oh, clearly, the Scarlet one.
It's the Scarlet one.
So we've talked about how we feel about the episodes. We mentioned our favorite Loki variant. Do we have a favorite moment?
When he who remains call himself a conqueror or destroyer.
You said the thing.
My thing was, I knew it was Kang the whole time. Because it's the only Marvel character that makes sense as a timekeeper.
Right.
It's the only one. So I knew Kang was going to show up, but I kept telling myself he wasn't going to show up because he's supposed to show up in Ant-Man.
And he still can, because
Kang just destroyers in that one. But I liked knowing that it was Kang in the end. Even though it wasn't technically Kang.
Yeah, it was just one of his variants. I guess one of my favorite moments was when he got pruned, when Loki got pruned, and then he fell into this void place, and all the other Lokis showed up.
Yeah, that was a fun moment.
I thought it was real. That was probably one of my favorites.
Sorry, what kind of moment?
Oh.
Okay.
What about you?
My favorite moment would have to be, because we thought initially that pruning meant just gone from existence, and that's not the case. So my favorite moment was when we got to see Mobius pick up Sylvie in a car. I loved that because it was yay, he's not dead. And then later when he goes back to the TVA and he hugs Loki and says, "You're always my favorite," when he's looking at Sylvie. I was like, "Aww."
But Sylvie's really his favorite, though. Maybe they'll get together.
Maybe.
Like little Loki Mobius babies. For Mobius M. Mobius. So that's a stupid name. I was waiting for that. If you're going to be if you were a variant and they made your name was Mobius M. Mobius? That's just dumb.
Sorry.
That's just my...
That's your PSA?
That's my PSA.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
This is real dumb. It didn't make sense. Was his middle name Mobius?
Probably.
Mobius.
Triple M.
As long as he doesn't turn into a superhero, I'm fine.
YOLO.
I was doing a quick, because it had a clickable link on Wikipedia from Mobius and Mobius, and I'm like, okay, where does this go? And then I clicked it far enough, and there are versions of him in the comic books. So I think that'll be interesting. Yeah, his first appearance was in in 1991 in the Fantastic Four as Mobius M. Mobius. This wasn't just like the TV show coming up with the name, but other notable aliases are he just never gets good names. Mr. Mobius, Moby, Mr. Tesseract, Mr. Ouroboros, Mr. Paradox. So they're all just time things.
So I found a quiz
Oh, God.
that I'm going to send you for everyone to
Is it what Loki variant are you?
maybe. Well, I don't even. Well, so here's the thing. It didn't tell me. It wouldn't say variant. So I
Which
sent you.
Loki are you?
Yes, which Loki are you? It says, find out which Loki character matches your energy by answering these questions. Find out if you belong on Asgard or working at the TVA.
Ooh, let's see.
So I did send it out.
Did we want to read the questions out loud?
So first question is, who is your favorite MCU villain? And the answers are Hela, Thanos, Malekith, or the Mandarin. Who picks the Mandarin?
Especially because it said in the MCU, and in the MCU, he's a letdown.
Right, and I picked Hela, just in case. So favorite MCU phase, 1, 2, 3, or 4? Gonna pick 3 for me. What's your favorite color? Red, green, gold, or yellow? Mine is green. Which pet would you rather have? Cat, dog, bird, or horse? I picked dog. Least favorite Avenger? Ooh. Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, or Hawkeye?
You're gonna pick Hawkeye. I know you are. Iron Man?
Black Widow.
Yikes.
I picked Iron Man. I like him, but he's my least favorite.
And finally, what is your ideal date? Picnic, Netflix and chill, going to dinner, attending the theater. That's one I pick. Okay, Jeff, you go first.
Why am I going first?
Just because I'm looking at you.
I don't want to go first.
Babe?
I'll go first. I got Sylvie. Says, you're Sylvie. You're definitely always the smartest person in the room, and you relish that kind of power. With your sassy comments and quick wit, you're the person that everyone wants to be friends with.
I, too, got Sylvie.
Yikes.
Ooh,
What did
look
you
at
get, Jeff?
I got Loki.
Oh, cool.
Which one?
Loki.
Oh, Loki.
Like Loki. You're Loki, a sneaky, mischievous scamp. You can come off a bit narcissistic, but deep down you truly care for others and you do anything to protect those closest to you.
I mean, part of that is true.
I know, I care so much.
You're a little bit of a scamp.
Wow.
Look at you, little scamp. That's going to be your new intro name.
Scampy
Lil
Jeff.
Scamp Jeff.
Scampy Scamp.
Scampity, scamp. Well, I mean, that was the quiz.
I think it would have been more fun if you and I got a different one, but for a lot of those questions, I know
There's
you
probably only 2 options.
Sylvie or Loki.
Depends on which one you.
Yeah.
Depends on which Avenger you don't like.
I picked Hawkeye.
I picked Iron
Why
Man.
Why did you think I would pick Hawkeye?
I don't know, you just don't feel like a Hawkeye guy.
I really like Hawkeye.
You don't feel like a Hawkeye guy.
I know, but I
But
am.
I also forgot that you don't care about Black Widow.
Okay, so
No comment. Moving on.
it's not that I don't care about Black Widow. I just don't like her portrayal. I don't like how I have never liked how the person who plays her does her. Like, she's just too, I don't know. It doesn't. Scarlett Johansson does not give me Black Widow vibes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
She gives me Squish Spider vibes.
Oof.
Black Widow play there. She just doesn't. I don't know. I think I would just pick anyone but her to play that part. Like, even Katya from Drag Race would be a better Black Widow. And she's actually Russian.
I just see her going to all, in all the Avengers like bits, wearing like her like super stereotype Russia, like with the hat and the muff and stuff, like running in the heels.
I think sometime we should recast the Marvel movies.
Guess what?
What?
There's a whole multiverse now.
That means in one of the multiverses, Katya is Scarlet Widow. Scarlet Widow? Damn it. Scarlet. Black Widow. She's a black.
Also,
Black
means
Widow.
Black Widow's somewhere alive in the multiverse now.
Bum, 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 bum.
One day we'll watch the Black Widow
So is
movie.
Quicksilver.
One day.
Yeah, we saw that.
No, like the same one.
Wait, what?
Quicksilver.
Yeah, I liked the Quicksilver from the Avengers better than the X-Men one.
Yeah, but you didn't like the X-Men one at all.
No, I thought
you don't. Like
I don't like him as a actor at all. I don't like him in American Horror Story, and I don't like him in the Avengers movie. The Avengers movie, X-Men. Yeah, I just don't like him. He doesn't feel like Quicksilver to me. So that's it. Well, friends, that was fun. That was low-key exciting. How many more times can I get that before the episode ends? Low-key, I'm really excited to see how many times I can do that.
So, guys, if you want to email us, you can email us at gigglesandgays@gmail.com.
If
Well, if
they want to
they
email
don't,
us.
we know they don't.
Yes, it's true.
If you want to tweet at us, you can tweet us at.
Giggles and Gays on Twitter, and it's okay if you're shy. We understand.
I'm not going to ask you to slide into our DMs because you never do. But on
But
Instagram.
it's at Giggles and Gays.
On Instagram.
This
on
will be our
Instagram.
week. This will be our week. They'll message us.
Shh. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about something else. Dodge that bullet. And you can Facebook us at Giggles and Gays on Facebook. And you can listen to us wherever podcasts are found.
Yeah.
And rate them.
And rate them.
A 5-star thumbs up.
Yeah, if you're not going to give us 5 stars and a thumbs up, don't rate it.
Please.
Please don't rate it.
Look out for our sex line and our OnlyFans.
We're still on that, guys. You're not telling us you don't want it, so we're going for it.
TBA.
KBA. One day we might do a sex episode.
Yikes.
One day. Oh! I forgot.
Hi.
I forgot.
Hi.
Exciting news.
Is there?
We officially have 100 followers on Instagram.
Oh.
Yay!
And actually, it was someone by the name of Charlie Thompson.
That's my cousin.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Yeah, if it's family, then it's not as big a news anymore, because that could be like, oh, hey, can you just, go follow us?
But yes, friends, it was Larry's cousin.
In Larry's defense, he did not realize it was his cousin at first.
This is true. We didn't realize it until we said it. But we have 100 followers, so thanks so much for being wonderful and being our first 100 followers. Just
Our first
100 more
100
from there.
You all get 1 month free subscription to our OnlyFans.
1 month?
Just 1 month.
That's a lot.
You pay monthly.
Imagine how many times they can in 1 month.
Yeah, but listen. It's a one free month, but we send the paid videos. So they
Yeah.
still have to pay for the video.
Yeah, but just think about it. If we normally will charge these people $15 a person, $9.
But we'll always have that 5% off, right? So it feels like you're getting a good deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you multiply that by 100, that's the money we're losing in 1 month.
You don't know what that is times 100, do you?
No. Why do you think I didn't say anything?
Isn't it $1,500
Wait, we have 100 people.
times 15?
Time 15.
Okay.
That's $1,500 in a month.
I did the math right.
But that's 1 month that we're losing $1,500.
only on the first 100. But then imagine the next month, boom. Because once you're subscribed, we delete the unsubscribe button. There's no way around it. You change your credit card, it automatically goes to the new credit card number. It's a sneaky system.
That's not how it works.
That's how our OnlyFans works. There's a new algorithm.
We're making a new website. It's gonna be
Shh. You're giving away a lot of things today.
Oh, God. Well, friends, this has been fun. Hopefully you've all had a wonderful time listening to us talk about Loki. Hopefully we didn't spoil anything.
And our OnlyFans.
Yeah, and talking about our OnlyFans. Maybe we'll do a Loki-themed OnlyFans one time.
Just
We'll
the crocodile.
dress up in
Just
green
the crocodile,
leather.
though. No, just the crocodile.
We'll just film the alligator in our backyard, and it'll be
Yeah.
alligator Loki.
But in Florida, it's illegal to have oral sex with an alligator.
No, we're not having sex with it.
I'm just saying. I was just putting that out there.
In case anyone
I think
got
you've put this on the
ideas.
podcast before already.
Yeah. It was weird laws or something I was talking about.
Okay.
Moving on. Hopefully you guys will subscribe to our OnlyFans or our Patreon.
Wouldn't you lose your dick?
Yeah.
That's why it's a dumb law. But see, here's the thing. It's a law in the state of Florida, which means
I know someone did it. Florida man
that
has tried it.
someone did it.
Have you met Florida man?
No.
Well, he's tried it.
But you know what I mean? Like, that means that someone actually did it.
People also try to get themselves fucked by horses and die. So I don't know what to tell you.
Like, why are...
Or do you think they gave the alligator the oral sex? These are the questions we
But
need.
that's not the law, though.
It's illegal to have oral sex with one.
See, I always pictured it as...
I always thought about it, you put it in its mouth.
Yeah.
But, what if you're trying to give it to the alligator?
Either way, it's dumb.
But that makes more sense why it's
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I just think it's funny that they have to specify.
This has nothing to do with... Well, it kind of has something to do with Loki.
There's an alligator in it. That's where I got onto this. Wait, what are they specifying?
No, like...
Can we pull up the law?
It's just illegal.
Please,
Like-
I need to know what the law
Like,
says.
for two reasons. It's illegal to have sex with animals anyway. That's
I
bestiality.
don't know if it's illegal everywhere.
On top of... Also, it's like... Snap, snap. Bye-bye, dick.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying maybe it's the actually giving it to the alligator.
But I just think it's weird.
Can't
that
believe
we
I
had
just
this-
put that in my phone.
I think it's...
Does it
we had to
include the
specify.
butthole? I need to know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, please tell me there's no pictures and diagrams.
No.
What's it say?
So...
Oh my gosh. You heard it here first, folks.
So apparently there was an amendment.
Oh,
This was in 2020.
from DeSantis?
It sounded like it because he was governor then, wasn't he?
He still is, so yes.
Sadly. Okay,
People
Amendment 9.
People got real lonely during this pandemic. Let's just throw it out there.
Amendment 9, allowing residents to fornicate with swamp lizards, passed, and now with a medical license, anyone in Florida can have sexual relations with alligators.
What?
So we can now.
The bill was brought to Congress in 2013 after the, I'm not going to say their names, family lobbied heavily after their billionaire father had been indicted for bestiality on 3 different counts and had paid the finest lawyers to litigate his sentence to time served.
Is this on The Onion? This feels like an
Tampa
Onion.
Bay News Force.
Oh my gosh.
So it's illegal now.
Sex with animals will now be legal if you go through the process of attaining a license, which includes a free psychological analysis with a professional trauma doctor.
Is there a link?
What do you mean?
How do we get this license?
Why do you want to get the license?
I'm helping the listeners.
Having sex with a gator without a license will now be a minor fine of $30.
Well, I don't have $30.
And a class you must attend after 3 infractions.
Wait, I want to just go to the class and just see who's there.
Oh my gosh. That's probably why they changed it. They're like, all right, so we've got a lot of weird people and we need to give them psych exams. How are we going to do that? Hey, I've got an idea. Oh my gosh. Oh my
Now
gosh.
the gator sex is becoming accepted. Bestiality enthusiasts from all over the spectrum have started lobbying their cases why they should be allowed to sleep with creatures such as orca whales and cockatoos.
All right, time out. If you that whale's gonna crush you.
First off, it's also going to be in the water.
You can put it in its blowhole. I don't want to know. Don't look that one up. First off, okay, let's end the episode, and then I'll pose my question as a thinking question at the end of the episode for the viewers to think about.
Well, friends, I hope you've enjoyed our episode. We are going to post a thinking question. Jeff is going to say at the end of the episode, but hopefully you've all enjoyed it.
If you've stuck with us till now, thank you, and we're sorry.
But hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'm Alan.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Jeff. You guys keep calm and giggle on, but do think about this. We'll revisit it. Does Gatorland have a secret area you can pay to go have sex with alligators?
The VIP lounge of Gatorland.
Bye, guys.
Bye.